So we can auto connect here. Got a Pontiac Grand Prix. It's got the powerful 3800 series engine there. And it's got some simple misfires. So that's what I'll be addressing today. Without air pump, it's automatic. These transmissions ain't worth nothing. So I guess something a little different than what I've been doing over the course of a couple days. It feels like, because I don't know, you know, jobs come in clusters. You get a lot of suspension parts and blah blah blah. You know, that's jobs. They come in clusters. You get Hondas all in one day, and over the span of other days, you get other vehicles. Let's go to the powertrain control module. I'm just gonna go through the basics and I guess graduate to intricacy of diagnosing if I have to, as far as this misfire go. I mean, you know, more than likely, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know what's going on with this without even checking it. So, damn, that's cool. It don't tell me anything. It just says p0300. Now the car does run like crap. We got an evap, failed evap emission vent solenoid. That, I don't want to. Well, I don't know if it's normally stuck closed or not. So we're gonna take a screenshot of this. That's interesting. Take a snapshot of that, because if the evap is stuck closed in the vent valve in the back, but the purge valve is stuck open, I mean that could cause some issues. So we're gonna leave that right there. As a matter of fact, let's clear those codes. And let's see if we got any. The camera wasn't even focused that well, so I had to start back over. I'm gonna go to misfire, and that's gonna be in our engine live data. If you got the MS906BT, and right here we got misfire. So we're gonna see what's available, and all right, we got misfire history. Let's see. Nope. You know what's not gonna be in there because I cleared the codes, so that was stupid. But it's got a hard miss anyway, so I'm not breaking my neck over it. Alright, so we got cylinder 2 and 5, and so you already know what the deal is. It's gonna be pretty much simple. Let's just take a screenshot of these. Damn it, man! What am I screwing up life? Let's go back here. There we go. Alright, first step. Obviously, let's find bank 1. And bank 1 is always going to be the first cylinder closest to the timing chain. And I'm just going to move this cover here. Let's find number 1 injector. Here's number 1. Number 2. So here's going to be our number 1. So 2 and 5 was misfiring. So I think these are numbered even bank, even numbers, odd bank, odd numbers. So if I recall properly, so many cars, so many different methods I gotta remember. So 3 and 5. 5 should be here. Here's gonna be 5. Let's pull the wire. Found 5 here. Let's see if it correlates or is with 2. Here's 5. Coil 2 is going to be here. Yep. So this ignition wire here is affiliated or is paired with 5. So we're gonna pull the coils off, swap these two, see if the issue follows the cylinders. replace the coil if that's the problem. It's a possibility the module on the bottom, the base of it, could be defective also by not sending power out to it. So we'll find that out once we swap them. It's very simple, cut and dry. Don't put a lot of thought into it. So I'm gonna put those like that. Some painter's tape, so I know for a fact this is gonna be 5 and 2. I don't know where the hell this goes, so let's see. Pull on this wire. It's gonna be 1 and maybe, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. So I just, whatever cylinder is associated with 1. For the sake of, it's a 1 and 4. This is a, I want to say a 7. I want to say a 6.5 socket. So old the writings on it. So. Remove this, we'll have our module partially exposed. Here's our pins here that sends our signal to fire the coil. I'm just going to simply swap. So simply put, if our misfire follows the coil and our misfire goes from 2 to 5 to 1 to 4, then we know that the coil is bad. If it stays on those 2 cylinders, we know the module's bad. Should pop right on up. Cool. So again, we're looking for misfires on cylinder 1 and 4 versus what was it? 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Let's isolate those. Let's see what happens. Yep. Misfire change from 5 to 2 to 1 to 4. Just need a coil. Because I didn't go all the way with it. Loosen that one up. Surprised I didn't drop a bolt or anything. Lay that right there. Got some dielectric grease. change the performance or anything, but why not? My battery haven't even went dead yet. I mean, I've been at this for a minute. Well, I've been using this same battery for a while with other vehicles. Oh, tighten it, just snug it a little bit. Cool. Here's our number one. Start up and we'll look at the data. Well, PID data. Let's go ahead and start it up, see what happens. Definitely run a lot better. So here's our misfire. Before we had misfires on 1 and 4. They're no longer present. 5 and 2. No longer present. So that sounded a whole lot better than what it did before. Came in misfiring and stuff. But, you know, that's for those mechanics who don't have those bidirectional scan tools. I mean, they're cheap now. It's good to have them because I know those mechanics who call them and ask them 1,000 questions. That's just not cool. That's not cool. But from what I found out, I know we put these coils and control module on here a long time ago, from what he reminded me, because I work on 1,000 other vehicles and I can't remember everything. But he got them off Rock Auto. He got the plugs, the wires, module, and all that stuff off of Rock Auto a couple years ago, and they were AC Delco parts from when he bought them. But lately, I know it's like some years later, these are very common to go out, and he probably did put another additional, I don't know, 80,000 miles on these coils or whatever. So, but he do drive this car a whole lot, and I mean, it just failed. This is the coil that was allegedly AC Delco, and I do have a used part. Just want to show you of a factory part here that is original equipment. They have the numbers on them. You know, this here, the aftermarket one from Rock Auto, was allegedly AC Delco. Did not have the numbers on them. You know, so you'll know what's factory and what's not in comparison to what originally came on the car. Now, I know these cars have numbers written on these coil towers here, and the aftermarket ones that don't, I mean, they probably just knockoffs, despite them claiming to be genuine AC Delco parts. And I don't know if you looked at some of my other videos, the Nissan that I worked on, the keys that I had to replace were from WVE, from Rock Auto, but it was, even though it had a Nissan logo written on it, the keys were incapable of being programmed. I had it happen with not one, not two, but even the advanced auto parts that were knockoff, well, there was an aftermarket that did not have the logo on it. So WVE claimed it have the Nissan quality part because it had Nissan written on it. But when we got original keys from Nissan, they were a lot more beautified. They were fancier, and they worked like they were supposed to. No issues. So I'm just saying it to say, I know there's some questionable people that question aftermarket parts and stuff, but I mean, we take what we can get. It's the cheaper alternative. It's the capitalistic state, country, whatever. So it gives us the ability to have cheaper stuff, and unfortunately, cheaper things come with the price. It's not always cheap. But anyway, I digress. So, but other than that, we got the car came in with some issues. Very simple issue. Like I said, the scan tool told us a misfire. However, we were able to determine that it was a cylinder misfire from looking at the misfire data that the scan tool gave us the ability to find out. First having to pull wires, and however old school method you've used, the timing light or whatever. That's what I used to do. But narrowed down the cylinder, and it was 2 in common, 2 and 5, 2 and 5, 2 and 5 injectors aren't gonna be blown. I mean, that's just rare. 2 and 5 coils here are on the same bracket, on the same coil tower. Swap the coils, the issue followed, change the coil. Simple as that. So, and we got that mismatch one right there, the oddball. So either way, I mean, we saw what a genuine part looked like. It had the numbers on there, and even though they're AC Delco parts that didn't have the numbers on there from Rock Auto, I mean, this is the aftermarket one that just don't have the, it's in the same boat, I guess. So we'll see how long this one lasts, but if anything happens, it's covered. So he's good to go. I'm gonna let him know about the evap issue. I did do a quick purge seal test, and unfortunately the evap vent valve wasn't capable of locking up or closing off. So I'm gonna let him know about that, and that will be pretty interesting to find out what's going on versus fixing this and going to more of an idle mode, fixing a misfire. So this was pretty much just just working instinctively, just cut and dry for me. But hopefully the evap will be something a little bit more challenging. I don't mind a little challenge right now. But I did the purge valve test. Purge valve that's on the engine over there. Those are good for going out too. They open and close thousands and thousands of times per day, and that works fine. Just a quick test for that. You can pull the vacuum, the vacuum port, the line that goes to the fuel tank out, activate or control it onto a specific duty cycle, and close it all the way and see if it closes, see if it works or cycles. Very simple. That works fine. We're just going to have to go to the vent valve and physically check that and see if there's anything wrong with the circuit. So this should be pretty interesting. I'm going to let him know, and we'll probably go from there. But other than that, this car is done, and we'll see what happens with the GM. GM is just infamous for having codes and problems. Infamous. This is not my favorite vehicle. This is like the Honda Odyssey of GMs. Or that. Anyway, but other than that, hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have that reassurance on my work. See you on the next one.